All right, this is going to be the first sourdough of the Christmas season here, and I think I'm all right. I got the number of how to calculate this, but I go with four. Well, let's just do it. I go with about 4 cups of that there flour. There we go. We got that in there, and I don't know if I can do this with just the camera there, but it is sourdough because sourdough is the best. If you agree with that, let me know in the comments. If you don't agree, let me know why. There's something obviously wrong with your palate. Sourdough is the best, but I have a saga of when I made my sourdough starter. I finally got it to go. Thanks for the tips that people, like you, watching and told me that it wasn't dead, it was underfed. So that was the problem the whole time I was trying to do that. So I got to put, and I eyeball this, but I just fed this a couple of hours ago. It is more than doubled. It's ready to go. So if you want information about how to make your own starter, go back into the channel, and I have kind of a tutorial on that. So I'm going to put this in there. So I eyeball that. I use the majority of my starter in there, and I know that goes towards the wet, but I do use 1 1/3. I do use the warm water. I always do that because I think it helps with make the sourdough starter, do its thing there. So I put that in there. I use very little salt. I probably should have put the salt in there already. So the salt will inhibit. Now I put the salt in there. The salt will inhibit some of the rising, but hey, this is not something I'm going to make for at least 24 hours. So I let this for 24 hours. But what we can do over there is, that's the one I use. I don't know. That's just the one that I chose to use on this bad boy. We'll pull that there, and I go to 2. Not right away, because I don't want this getting all over the place. You gotta clean as you go. That's just something that my daughter can cook really well, but she's never grasped the concept of clean as you go. So then we're gonna put that there. I'm gonna let that bad boy go. I followed someone online. They said you let it go, 5-6 minutes. So I'll show you what that looks like in 5 or 6 minutes. Yeah, I think I eyeballed that just perfect. Not that I necessarily suggest that. Get kind of used to what you're doing. You bake a number of times before you start doing that, because you could have, it could be pretty bad, especially when you're talking about leavening or sugar or something, a yeast. So that's it's been about 5-6 minutes. We're going to turn this bad boy off. Don't do that. We'll turn this off over there, and tough to do with one hand, but I guess I spoke too soon. Maybe, well, let me see. We'll see how it comes off there. Give me a moment. Okay, it didn't really stick. It's got a pretty good moisture. It's not sticking. See? You see? It's good. It's good. I eyeballed it. I eyeballed it just fine. So what we're gonna do is put it in its place of rest right there. Well, I gotta shape it, so give me a second. There. I kind of shaped it somewhat, not really necessary, because that is a Dutch oven, and that's where I let it rise, let it go a few times, and then tomorrow I'll take it out. I'll put it in the refrigerator overnight, and then tomorrow when it's at room temperature, I'll take it out. It's at room temperature. I'll work it a couple of times, and then, but I'll have you guys for that. I'll let you see what that is. But this is going to sit overnight, and so yeah, it's gonna sleep tight in the Dutch oven, which is a lifesaver. I tell you, these things are well worth the money. Maybe not so much now that they've jacked the price up, but boy, when I got this, it was totally worth the money there. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and we'll get this ready to bake.
2 days later.
Okay, I actually had to go 2 nights in the refrigerator to proof, and it's actually been out here sitting for the last 4 or 5 hours, rising some more. And so I took it out, I shaped it nice, and I'm gonna let it proof again for about another hour or so, and then I'm gonna score it. And this time I'm gonna score it the right depth, and then we'll get this bad boy into that there oven. All right, it has been a couple of hours. I scored it. The oven is preheated to 450 degrees. I go about 54 minutes. So I'm going to put it into the Dutch oven and I will bake it there, like I said, for 54 minutes. So I will see you on the other side. It is time to unveil the final product, but I assure you, my kitchen smells so good right now. This is gonna be good. This is if it looks half as good as it smells here, it is gonna be a good one. So here we go. Oh, that looks. Oh, yes, yeah. I still scored it a little bit too shy, but I'd still. That looks amazing. All right, one final look. I'll get it out of the Dutch oven. Definitely don't want to go to the hospital, so I'm going to use. I'll be back in just a moment. All right, so that is our finished product. It looks amazing. Again, I know, I still scored it a little shy, but if you look at the part in the video before I cooked it, it looked like it was scored enough. But I gotta say, can't wait to dig into that. That looks awesome. Let me know what you think in the comments.